Well, if you find yourself on the corner of Deed Street and Main Street in downtown Oneonta anytime in the near future, stop on in to the Oneonta History Center. You will be doing yourself a favor. What a wonderful job Marcy and the staff have done in transforming that space and making it such a wonderfully informative opportunity for anybody who visits. And one of the things that you'll see is a timeline that wraps around this space. On that timeline, there will be a marker for 2024. There is, whether we do something or we do nothing, we're going to be impacting 2024 and will be impacting those years that follow. This is our moment on Oneonta's historical timeline of defining decisions, and what we do today will be remembered and will impact the generations that follow. Now, once upon a time, as everyone is well aware, Oneonta had a very vibrant, healthy, vital downtown, and Broad Street is what you're looking at here. This is just preceding urban renewal that took place in the very early 70s. You see that Broad Street is already seeing a little bit of decay here, but you also obviously get the sense that, oh my gosh, there's a lot of people living there, a lot of people who are downtown. And when we tore apart Broad Street and when we reimagined Oneonta back in the early 70s, we displaced several thousand people and we lost the vitality that Oneonta was known for. We need to bring that vitality back again. And we have a strategy. It's about and it's not just for the city of Oneonta, guys. It is for everybody, the colleges, the hospitals, every employer of consequence. We're looking at recruitment and looking at retention. It is everybody's priority. So Oneonta needs to become an attractive and walkable city if we are going to bring people here. That's just a fact. We need to plan to create a pedestrian friendly connection to Niwa Park, to entertainment, dining, and shopping. That is what is going to bring people here and keep people here. We need a vibrant Main Street retail sector. There's a opportunity on Deet Street, which we're already taking advantage of, as I'm sure you are well aware, to turn that into a vibrant and engaging space. The engagement will continue in these coming years, I hope, with the creation of an engagement district on Market Street, and we'll have Water Street Cafe Dining soon on the other side of our construction. It's going to open up a beautiful new space on Water Street that is going to suggest itself clearly to folks who want to take advantage of that, both for retail and for restaurant. And we are hoping that we are looking at, it may not happen soon, but you have to be planning long term, a performance stage in Niwa Park that has some consequence to it in terms of the numbers of performers that can hold and the numbers of folks that we can have in attendance. And then a pedestrian path that will take us from Market Street to that performance stage and Damaski Field just adjacent. And not for nothing, 216 parking spaces that we have right there. So it's a lot, but you have to have the vision. And the vision for Market Street is for a row of pretty buildings. Right now we have just asphalt, right? But it's going to get better. It's already starting to get better. You'll see the other side of our Market Street work that we're doing now. We want connective and interesting storefronts, and we want mixed market rate and hospitality upper floors. It'll be overlooking the park and connected to a growing entertainment district. Now, 27 Market Street is the corner piece in the district's development. The way it works in theory, and you see it in city after city after city, one building follows another. In the end, you have a neighborhood and you have a place to enjoy life. So we add to the fabric of Oneonta. What makes Oneonta an attractive place to live in and potentially for folks to move to? So 27 Market Street, this is what this is about, how this project checks the boxes. We have felt at the city level, as we've been planning this and making, all of our connections and doing all of our homework, that this really does check all the boxes, this project. For one thing, you're looking at a maker space on the main floor, which will provide a collaborative space for creative engagement. A place for children and families and singles and couples and our elder population. We need connectivity. It's one of the things that Oneonta was famous for, and we need to build that back up again. We're working on it. We are absolutely working on it. And businesses, local businesses need staff. Ask a business person, a person who owns a business, to have lunch with you. And they're going to say, for the most part, if I leave, I got to close my store. We need staff. And we need prospective workforce for industry. Prospective industry needs workforce. When people are looking at the idea of either building or expanding in Oneonta, one of the very first things that they ask about if they're looking at industry is, what kind of a workforce do you have? We don't have the workforce we need. We absolutely have to add to that. Entry and mid-level employees, they'll need housing they can afford. We don't currently have housing that they can afford. And professionals and their families who want to live in the city, police is a great example. It's really difficult for them to find affordable housing as well. The options are few. And as I write here, not very often affordable. So let me explain to you as best as I can. This is a 2023 chart, but it gives you an idea of what area median income is. And this is the thing that you're going to hear continually as we talk about how we can use 27 Market Street. Area median income. You see 100% of AMI is that right-hand column that you see. One person in the county of Otsego, the area median income is $57,200. And four people, a family of four, the median income is $81,600. That's from 2023. That's already going to be going up. So we are looking at building at 27 Market Street through the developer RSS income that is 30 to 70%. So affordable income for people who are making 30 to 70% of that area median income. So this is a very nuanced thing and very difficult sometimes to follow. But if you follow what I'm saying, somebody who is making 60% of area median income, and has a spouse, they're making just under $40,000. They would be about 60% AMI, and they could get a place to live that's affordable, because that is what the state is looking to help us do. And folks that say, we need every kind of housing, do not really, yeah, they're right. They're absolutely right. But they don't understand that the state and the federal government are making it their priority to have affordable housing prioritized. This is the thing, that if they can have affordable housing begin to grow, because throughout the country, that's everybody's woe. All municipalities have the issue that, we need affordable housing. That is, everybody has that issue. So the idea here is that the landlords get to have the amount of money that they would want to charge for rent, but the difference is made up by the state, so that people who can afford $1,000 or $1,100 apartment are able to find it, and that they're not paying $1,700 and $1,800 for an apartment or living someplace else. So that's the theory. And so if you look at an example of a police officer in the city of Oneonta, a police officer comes in, he's making $51,500, and his wife, let's say she's a freelance writer and a full-time mom, and they got two young boys. Okay, so he's. And between the two of them, they're making just around $57,000. You see the green that's lit up there on the 70% AMI. Okay, so they're making $57,000. They can afford a place that they might not be able to afford because of the supplement to their rent that is paid to the landlord. So you're looking at a two-bedroom apartment, so something for the husband and wife in this case, and luckily they have two boys, they can share a room. This is a starter. They're going to find a house eventually in Oneonta, but in the meantime, we get to have them here, and they may be, looking at $1,200, maybe $1,300, which is that's about what you can afford. That's the way the math on this thing works. And then you're looking at a grocery worker. Remember, we were talking about all of our essential workers not too many years ago during the pandemic, and we're applauding them. It's like, you guys are the best. Well, they're still working, man. They're still doing the job. But in the meantime, they're also still making $15 an hour. So I mean, so somebody who's making $15 an hour, we would like to have that person live in the city. Well, they can't afford, can't begin to afford the rent. So one person who's making 27.3, they're approximately 50% of the area median income. All right, you with me on that? So you see what's lit up green? So that means that a one bedroom apartment, because that's all this person needs, a one bedroom apartment would be $765. So now we get to have people living in the city. That's the whole point of this. It's what they call right-sized rents. So right-sized rents for all our neighbors, and these are our neighbors, and we need them to be able to live in our city affordably. At 27 Market Street. Plus, continued mental health support for 12 to 15 of our neighbors, and they are our neighbors by RSS. RSS has got a great, really, as I've come to know them, a really great reputation, deservedly so. We know we need mental health services. So we're not talking about mental health services that are, you know, daunting to deal with. We're talking about depression, bipolar, disorders, and things along those lines. And RSS is already taking care of those folks. That maybe some mental acuity issues. You know, good people, good people. We know we need mental health services. This is such a win-win. So RSS, what they do is they provide 24/7 supportive activities. They do case management and crisis intervention, which is, that's worth its weight in gold, and it's so hard to find, right? And they ensure that service providers are collaborating in real time. So we have things being addressed as they need to be addressed for people's mental health in real time. They have supported employment. They have a wellness warm line, which is wonderful. It's like peer support and connection, whole health coordination, and a community education project is a continuing bit of advocacy of theirs. They're continuing to look at how they can educate the community about folks that have mental health issues, and how we can be both supportive and incorporating of them into our community and our lives. RSS will have 24/7 staffing to assist all tenants and facilitate the safety and security of the building. So people have expressed concern about the safety of a building. We have You're looking at 24/7 staffing to assist all tenants and facilitate the safety and security of the building. This is better than what you have in any other place in the city. So kind of great. Economic impact as well. Obviously, everybody is well aware the city, like a lot of cities upstate, better than some, worse than others. We are in a funding crunch. We have a diminishing population. There's only so much the taxes can cover. And, we don't have a whole lot of funding streams. So circulating dollars in the community is going to, you spend a dollar in the community, and that has a repercussion for any number of folks that have, put their hands on that dollar. Circulating dollars in the community through local purchases, employment of construction, because it's going to require maintenance, by the way, and staffing. We're looking at sale price of the property. That's what we need to do, is sell them the property of $477,500, which we could use. And then water and sewer, looking at just about $15,000 a year that the city makes. A pilot, so we see payment where we're seeing nothing right now. So we see a payment in lieu of taxes, and then increased OPT ridership. By the way, OPT, Oneonta Public Transit, we're so lucky to have OPT, but their ridership is down, and this is a wonderful way to increase ridership and support local retail and dining. Because guess what? If people are only spending the 1/3 of their income that has always been this suggestion of financial planning, and you remember when you went to school, you were probably taught that in like the 11th grade. How much are you supposed to spend on your rent? About 1/3. So that means 2/3 you're not spending on your rent and on utilities, and you have it, some of that is in your pocket, which means now you can afford to go out and do things. And beyond that, have I mentioned we need workforce? We need more members in this community. That's one of the things I've been campaigning on for, multiple years, all of my tenure as mayor and prior to running. We're trying to attract people here and keep them here. And that's what we're trying to do. So, hopefully having the facts in front of you helps a little bit in understanding what we're trying to do. And if you've got questions, you can email me, okay? Always. I'm very responsive, people tell me. So mayor@oneonta.ny.us.